Technological acquisition successful.
You know what? I think what I might do, I'll build some defensive platforms here. That gives us the second fleet that we need. War factory. So that gives us army build speed. Well, that seems useful. Okay, now that gives us the fleet capacity that we need to construct a second fleet. And I'm going to, in fact, before we do that, before we do this, disband the fleet, let's actually design our new cruiser, because it hasn't been designed yet. Okay, actually, let's just design a completely new one. Okay, so this is what it suggests. Let's give it a name, Voltaic Vigilant, that's fine. And let's just get rid of our auto-generated one. Yeah. Is there any other destroyer type that you would want me to make? A picket ship design. I mean, we could use maybe a little bit of point defense in case we face enemies that have such weapons. I don't think I'm going to replace my interceptor design for my corvettes though. But yeah, let's like upgrade any of... Okay, this is already a design that exists, and this of course already exists as it is. Let's get these shields improved. Let's have all of that stuff done, and then
technological acquisition successful.
That's even the plasteel. We don't need the torpedoes necessarily. I never seem to make much use of them. Swarmer missiles can be fun, but like, I think I'm just gonna go Star Fortress. Okay, let's redo those ship designs with the plasteel armor. Get these to a level beyond what they were before. And upgrading them is going to cost a little bit, but not that much.
System survey complete.
Okay. First of all, this fleet, let's add a cruiser design into this. And let's add like 3 of those. And that's going to automatically nearly... Well, that's like 1/3 of the combined capability of the entire fleet already. And that's just 3 cruisers. And that still leaves us with plenty of capacity for our second fleet.
Construction complete.
In fact, if I design if I were to design a fleet kind of on paper here, with this similar template, okay, if I drop one of those and have, I mean, that's a kind of a weird lopsided fleet design. But we could make that. It is also going to cost a decent bit to actually make it. But we can have that. We can have it. It's perfectly fine. I mean, this fleet is kind of going to just sit on paper for now. But if I have this built up with all of those 3 cruisers, and I have the second fleet up, and I have this station right here to provide security against the Havariga, we could have a skirmish with the Hierarchy of Value.
Construction complete.
Yes, Yes, in fact, I think that might be a thing. Let's get to the fact system. And let's get service umbilicals here. We might move our fleet. Because I would love to be able to at least take the Landius system to make my defense here a little bit easier to manage. But I wouldn't object to capturing that wormhole. I mean, that puts us into a slightly difficult spot against the Reub Sacred Principality. Then again, these guys do not seem to like the hierarchy much. Yeah, they are most definitely rivaling them. So it might still encourage them to fight against the Valu, particularly if they are in a weaker state. These guys are, though, improving their ship or their fleets, building them up. Yep. Okay, well let's reinforce that fleet so that we can at least get one cruiser in there. Yeah, uplink latency, that's fine. That improves our Unity production when we design, when we come up with a new technology. Faster hyperdrives if we need to shift between fronts, because this is starting to look like it might turn into a two-front war. What I'd really like would be if the hierarchy of Valu broke up their defensive pact with the Havariga.
Executing evasion protocols.
Yeah, that's fine.
Construction complete.
Although I think it would still only take like a minor fleet in Izar to protect my assets. And I can supplement my defense with these defensive platforms. Actually see where that platform is. That's not it, that's a mining station. Oh! The Brill Protectors. Respect our holy place. Okay, well I don't care. Where are these guys? Here. Okay, so the Brill Protectors, they are a stagnant ascendancy, holy guardian, so they are just really spiritualist, and they don't really care about anything else other than protecting their holy site. And if you take over their holy site, they just go completely insane.
Construction complete.
And I don't really care, they're on the exact opposite side of the galaxy. So it does not matter for me one single bit. Okay, but that's a 4K defensive station. Okay, apparently my fleet power is now equivalent to these guys. These guys are actually considered superior in fleet power now. That is interesting. Did I research that? Okay, my war factories are still on the way. There might be places where I can build them.
Complete.
In fact, let's figure out a place where we can build one of these war factories. I think if we can put one on Izar, that wouldn't be even that bad. Nope, this place is completely occupied at this point. There is no... Actually, there is space. There is one tile.
Technological acquisition successful.
Yes, please. Okay. Yeah, field repairs for extra assault army damage. That lines up with our interests. Let's get one of those war factories here on this planet. It's a small planet, but
tile blocker expunged.
It is purely about constructing robots. And that is something we can do fast, even on a planet like this, with the war factory. In fact, this place already has some of our factories. There are no species on this planet that we can recruit armies from.
System survey complete.
What do you mean? Do the Zanami not turn into usable army units? I mean, these are currently assimilated. Species must be machine, mechanical, or cybernetic. These guys have been turned into part of our integrated machinery. They're currently in the drone. Living standard, they do not have military service, but I can change that. Colonization is allowed for this species, as I don't care. No population control. Migration controls have been enabled for everyone else anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can actually turn my living standards up in any way. Oh, it's the identity sublimation, so yep. Don't care. That's not an issue for us. But now that these guys have been turned into... Okay, well, what was special about you? What was special about you? You're okay. Well, thrifty natural physicists. Nothing here is related to your ability to fight, so there is no reason for me to not turn you into my own little machines of war. So honestly, I might as well just build up a fleet of Zanami fighters here. And the factory is going to just help. Okay, is there anything that I need to really upgrade here? Not really. I mean, we're still making decent progress on... Oh, right, and this place I forgot entirely. But don't you worry. I'm just going to add that to the sector, and now they're going to start improving this world as well. Wait. Oh. Hierarchy of Value has decided to attack me. Does that include your friends, or is that just you? Oh, it's just them. Well, this is convenient. This is most convenient. I was thinking about attacking you, but it seems that you have decided to attack me, which means that I can turn all of my attention towards fighting you. Sadly, Rubis has already wasted all of its resources, but we're going to have to start taking some taxes. Or rather, we're going to redistribute our resources. Kim freeholders. And they want to... well, fine, I guess you can have some...
System survey complete.
You can have some of my energy to keep you off my hair. Do wonder where they intend to be coming from.
Construction complete.
Okay, well, these armies are going to come in handy regardless. We're going to take the Lundy system. And our aim, not necessarily complete assimilation this time. As much as I'd love to assimilate these guys, but that seems a little bit unlikely. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to move my fleet into Fucked to kind of like intercept any of their forces as they're coming in. In fact, can I even improve this place with defensive platforms? I could. Let's get those up. Those are faster to build and they do a decent amount of damage against our enemies. They are considered superior, but if their actual fleet is not that strong, and we get to use this station for cover,
Complete.
we might be able to force at least
Construction complete.
some kind of a stalemate situation, and if we can destroy them without losing too many of ours, then that is just a clear win for us. I mean, building these is going to be extremely costly. I'm just thinking where I can get all of the resources from that I need for this incursion into enemy territory. What I could do is I could force these guys to give me more. Because I need at least more cruisers. And sadly those cruisers cost quite a bit. If I go to my station 0, the cruisers are 890. I still can't get one because I'm at like 889. Okay, well that's one. I wonder if they just kind of like declared a war and then they expect to win by just waiting me out. Because that's not really going to happen because I become war exhausted really slowly. And they can't get through here. Hopefully, could they have actually like completely destroyed their ability by getting into a fight with the Kim? I don't think so. I think that would be that would be unlikely. We could speed up the process by bringing. Wait. I'm starting to think that I might have made a horrible mistake. We built a listening post here, didn't we? That's a horrible idea. Do you know why? It's a freaking that listening post is in a nebula. You can't see in, you can't see out. That's the problem with a nebula.
Technological acquisition successful.
Well, that's a star fortress, that's something. Flak battery, sure. So yeah, that's listening post is completely wasted. It doesn't like really matter there. In fact, we should have built it here and then built a service umbrella, or umbilical, not umbrella. Umbrellas are completely different. Here. Okay, let's reinforce this fleet one more time. Let's get that second or third cruiser up. And then I might take the Landis system. To kind of just probe. Because nothing seems to be happening too much right now. Just thinking like how to go about solving these issues here. I'm going to build another defensive platform here to just like solidify my defense so that I can fall back to fucked to form a defense line in case they do decide to actually cross the border. So right now this war is kind of a ghost war. Nothing is really happening.
Alert. Hostile fleet assets detected.
Well, that would be the forces then. I guess they were just gathering up their fleet. It's a 4K fleet against my 3K fleet plus the defensive platforms of the station. So it's potentially going to be at least a little bit close. But if we destroy that fleet, that is going to be a devastating loss for them. Okay, do we have the best of our best in command? We have nobody else, so you're the best of our best. Do we get the okay, the cruiser is sadly still on the way.
Hostile fleet assets engaged. Technological acquisition successful.
I think they're losing their fleet power faster than I am, though. Plus, not all of these losses of mine are severe. Yeah, I think we might have a victory here. We just need to chip away at their forces. Okay, let's get improved strike craft, because we do have some hangars and those would come in handy. Also, you are quite capable of conducting some research into what these ships of theirs are made of. We're turning this around. That is a major victory for us. Sadly, we did take some heavy losses. And definitely are going to have to replace some ships. But that is counting as our victory, I think. And we still have one of our cruisers on the way. Not to mention that 2 of our 3 cruisers were completely undamaged in that fighting. I mean, the worst that kind of happened there was we lost half of our Corvette capability. But all of that can be replaced, and we totally pushed them back. The next thing we need to do is we just need to get some territory and control it.
Alert. Hostile fleet assets detected.
Another fleet. I wonder what they're trying to do here. Oh, I see. They're going to Terzan, thinking that they might be able to attack this station, but they can't. Pretty sure this station is still too tough for them to actually beat. Which is perfectly fine, because that allows me to sneak into Lourdes.
Technological acquisition.
They have barely breaking through, like they're barely breaking through my shields.
Hostile stationary asset engaged.
And that stationary asset is just their local outpost, which we're going to destroy in no time at all.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation detected.
The Rayoub have decided to go for round 2 on the Safed Sovereign Sons, which once again, completely fine by me. I do wonder if I could status quo this system. Okay, but it seems that their fleets have been their fleets have turned tail and ran, so that's fine. I wonder. I do wonder, like, how the status quo situation is going to work out here. Okay, well, whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna have some more assault armies built up here. In fact, I can bring those later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to embark all of my offensive armies and send those here. I don't think we're going to get to any planets, but we can take some systems. Our reinforcements are arriving. And I'm willing to bet that particularly when we start dismantling all of this stuff here, we might be in a situation where we can replace our losses faster than they can replace theirs. Not to mention that my guys are pretty good in replacing losses in general.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, that's the assault army stuff. I don't really need terraforming for really anything. And my influence is already capped out because I don't really use it for much. Habitability I don't really care about. What the hell, start working on regenerative hull tissue. And that allows us to just keep our guys running in space without having to send them back to do maintenance on space stations. I'm just going to keep shipping more people into the front line from my
hostile fleet assets detected.
Okay, they seem to have decided to go for round 2 here. Which is fine by me. I think I still have my forces are stronger. That's just their transport fleet. That doesn't even matter. But I'm definitely going to destroy it if I can.
System survey complete.
I'm almost there to force a status quo. And they just keep bleeding their war exhaustion. And basically any resource production from here is going to just be mine from now on. Can I turn this into a starport? If I could hold that long enough to construct a starport here. I mean, this is going to be a waste of resources if we can't enforce status quo. But I would have a station here to just repair my forces. My forces right now are a little bit battered, and I don't want to run into another fight with their forces if they are at like 1k or above. And I can't just keep shipping more guys here to just fight. I do need to also keep these, particularly these cruisers, they need to be fixed up occasionally. So all of that needs to be done, of course, here. Let's get the Swarmer missiles, why not? I mean, probably not going to really use them. We're already halfway there, and we just need the starport. We don't need anything else. Just the starport, that's enough. And they
Alert.
don't...
Hostile fleet assets detected.
Well, they're going to put up a fight, but it's not going to really... Okay. You just, like, intercept them halfway through.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Because that way we can make sure that this keeps on being built up. Some of these destroyers have taken quite severe battering. Okay, status quo is being enforced. That is good. Not only does that simplify our defensive lines, it also gave us a little bit of extra territory to work with.
Construction complete.
That was a very solid
Construction complete.
win, I'd say. Also, we now have quite a bit of extra stuff to research. We should research the debris first, though. So any debris we have here, we should immediately proceed to research, because that is just free technology. Okay, and now the Terzam system. This place doesn't really need gun batteries anymore. We can have some hangars here, that's fine. But maybe another anchorage instead. And the FOC system doesn't really need this much stuff either. But I guess there's nothing really more important right now. But the defensive line here will move to Zif. Oxamon system we can sacrifice, that is fine by me. We don't really need that to be in the greatest state.
Complete.
Okay, this is being repaired already. And this place, service umbilicals. Does the shipyard... The shipyard allows us to maintain... or not maintain, but like refit our ships. So we want one of them here.
Dissected.
That's all good technology for us. So we have won our first war. And... oh boy. It's going to happen again. And these guys, I guess, don't really care about the fact that we could give them something like energy credits or something along those lines. What is the best defensive area that we have? This place is still up and running, but I don't think we can. If it's another 4K fleet, I don't think these guys can put up much of a fight. I mean, if we combine it with the other starbase, if they go to Terzam. Okay, well, let's keep an eye on the situation. In fact, let's give our fleets enough time to regroup, and maybe we can push them back. That should hopefully also pacify them for a little bit.
Complete. System survey complete.
And the Sin are, of course, insulting us, as they do. Hopefully this scientist can get out of the way before things start blowing up here.
Construction complete.
I do want to research all of the debris here, though. It is purely useful for us. Okay. Is there anything that I should be doing with you guys? I can upgrade your labs. That is useful.
Technological acquisition successful.
Oh, and we have another tree completed. So we get another piece of Ascension perk here. We don't really need nihilistic acquisition. Enigmatic engineering for sensor range +2 is useful. Voidborn gives us the habitat, which basically allows us to just construct planet-like things out in the space. Which probably wouldn't be the worst idea. I mean, out of this, all of the things that we have here. I mean, Grasp the Void is a very good one for the extra star bases, but I think honestly Voidborn. And then we can construct habitats. We need better mining networks, most definitely. Our current mineral production is not really... it's not matching what we need anymore. As for, like...
fragments dissected.
I mean, my energy production is also kind of starting to drop a little bit, but that's... I think partially because my fleets are in the, like on the move right now. Didn't we also... we're okay, so we're still working on the advanced shields. So I think there isn't really anything we can do to refit our ships while we're waiting. So it's largely just going to be us having to...
technological acquisition successful.
having to just build up our forces. Destroyer hull points would be good, those things seem to be blowing up quite fast.
Construction complete.
Okay, now that's at 1k. Might slow them down a little bit.
Alert. Hostile fleet assets detected.
Okay, now it's a 9k fleet. I think we may need to just fall back our fleet as far as it can go. I don't think there's any way we can put up with that. That force is just going to be a problem. I'm just going to, in fact, go here and then go here. And transport you will do the same. Nope, 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 nope. No, you go there, then you go here. We're just going to keep falling back until they get what they want, because there's just nothing we can do.
Alert. Research station deconstructed.
And this means that we're going to lose some stuff. I'm going to have to rebuild some stuff, but there's just no way we can put up a fight against the 9k fleet. Not with what we have. They're probably just going to go to Med Karash and just raid that colony. And as far as I'm concerned, they are fine to do exactly that. I mean, this piece of rock doesn't even do much.
Technological acquisition successful.
That's the regenerative hull tissue, which is good. We need the extra naval capacity too. Yeah, our fleet is just on a full retreat. Let's just hope that they are happy to raid Med Karash and leave me alone. Also, we may as well just construct more ships for the fleet while we're doing this. Okay, yeah, they seem to be raiding Med Karash. And if that's all they are going to do, that's perfectly fine. Also, aren't you...
Building
Okay, they
offline.
have raided that. They're now going to go away, or are they
Construction
going to
complete.
keep doing whatever they're doing? Okay, you have bashed enough, that's fine. Okay. Guess that's all the bashing you had to do.
Technological acquisition successful.
I should set up like a sacrificial habitat somewhere like next to the border. So that when these guys come knocking, they will get to the first habitat and then just go away. Because right now we're also having to replace some mining stations and all of that kind of stuff. Don't fight me. Thanks. Yeah, I should totally do that. I should set up like a sacrificial habitat somewhere here.
System survey complete.
Now I just don't really remember how you're supposed to build the habitats. I've built them before, but I just don't really super remember how they were built. I'm gonna find out. Okay. Now those guys have basically screwed off, so I can rebuild these mining stations and whatnot. The question then becomes, what do we do next? We could pick a fight with the Havariga, now that the hierarchy of value is kind of like in a bad shape. They seem to have rebuilt at least a portion of their fleet, but they also have a truce with me. But I don't think the truce like allows them to,
Acquisition successful.
or I think the truce doesn't block them from joining in a defensive war. Which means that I need at least the ZIF system built up to
System survey
standards to defend against any potential invaders from here, if I want to pick a fight with the Havariga. Is this like an actual planet right here? Yes, it is. No, Hunes.
acquisition successful.
Cruiser hit points up would be a good idea as well. I am somewhat interested in whether or not I could take over this chunk of their empire here. It would be basically, I wouldn't add any extra borders to my empire. I would make my enemies weaker while making myself stronger. I don't really see any downside to going to war with these guys other than the fact that the hierarchy of value would probably protest. And to make sure that those protests are not causing issues for me, I will just need to build this up into a starhold, put plenty of weapons on it. And I should be good.
System survey complete.
So how is the security echelon now? It's almost at full strength, it's missing some destroyers. And the their fleet here is currently, it's a little bit strong. I mean, that there is basically 5.3, and this is a 4.3k. So if I can, once again, if I can lure them into combat here in Izar, they are kind of toast, because then that means that their fleets will be completely annihilated. Or not annihilated completely necessarily, I mean they will take some forces back to their homeworlds, but they would be completely out of action for a time. Okay, but yeah, first things first, this thing needs to be built up. And we're going to do it with a combination of defense platforms. Which reminds me, I should probably upgrade those designs. In fact, I should upgrade all of my designs with the regenerative hull tissue.
System survey complete.
Because that just makes everything so much easier. And what have you guys done this time? Okay, it seems that the South Sovereign Sons have pushed back on the Reub's Sacred Principality this time and even taken some worlds. Which is fine for me, because the Reub should be as weak as they can be while still putting up a fight against the South Sovereign Sons. Because that way they will not pay attention to me. And I consider that a quite the victorious situation. Just some silly organic rivalries. There we go. And those guys have broken their non-aggression pact. I guess they're looking for a fight. This is basically my best defense right now. These guys just keep on defending me, and they don't even know it. We should probably get a listening post up here as well, so that we can like have an idea when and if these guys might be planning to retake some of their systems that they lost. Those mining stations are definitely something we do need. You guys just get here. Now actually, research that, and then there is apparently still some debris here. Reub are sending some insults. I could return them in kind. Yes.
System survey complete.
I shall. Yep, there we go. Now that's a little bit stronger. And we can build some gun batteries and listening posts here as well. In fact, a hangar bay might be a good idea. Put some of those newer strike craft into use. But yeah, these guys have now been weakened, at least to an extent. So I think it might be a good idea to go for the Havariga next. Just need to make sure I have my safety guarantees, and once those are in place, it's basically just a matter of causing a bit of a ruckus. Does the Izar station actually have the ability to upgrade fleets?
System survey complete.
No, it doesn't. It has just weaponry. Which means that I should actually send my fleets to be upgraded in Zif, because that's where they can do those fleet refits.
Construction complete.
Yeah, once this hits like
acquisition successful.
2.6, I think I'm good to go and just focus elsewhere for a second. Auxiliary fire control, it's just chance to hit. It's fine. We can work with that. These are preparing for upgrades, but they do not do those yet because of reasons. I guess it's the Starbase upgrades that are taking a while. It's fine, because we're not really moving away from this territory regardless until the Ziff system is secure.
System survey complete.
Okay, what does the listening pulse reveal? Not much. Oh, but this is also part of the nebula, isn't it? I keep forgetting this fact.
System survey complete.
This is where I should be putting a listening post, if anywhere. You guys, go make those mining stations for me.
Technological acquisition successful.
Reactor boosters, I guess.
Completed.
But yeah, I think I might leave it around here. Now this place is mostly secure. I'm fairly confident that they do not have the fleet power necessary to like get through this and these. We might lose this area, but then we can take it back fairly easily. And we can start making a new fleet next time. Which gives me the ability to start waging a bit of a war here. The aim, of course, once again, is to just lure these guys into a fight in Izar, destroy their fleet, and then, once their fleet has been sufficiently battered, we can just continue doing whatever we want, which the short-term aim is to just take care of these systems. Bring all of these small but somewhat resource-producing systems into the fold and get their first
military confrontation detected.
No, that's just the Sathi Sovereign Sons against the PS Ozcogs. Which is fine. I mean, these guys are a decent size for a bit of a brawl. No, that's just a good thing. That's just the chaos we need to keep everyone sort of divided and fighting each other. So that they don't fight me, because if they fight me, it's over super fast. We just need to kind of keep a low profile, win some minor encounters, and grow up our forces into something that can eventually take on the rest of the galaxy.
Construction complete.
But I think I'm going to leave it there for now. So, yeah, this thing saves automatically, so it's fine. So, once again, thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will continue with the Stellaris and other games in future videos. So, see you guys then.